What's up, guys? Tmoney here. Gonna go ahead and do a movie review for you guys. I'm way behind on reviewing movies and TV shows. I need to review Civil War, which we're about to do now, and Ghostbusters, whatever their most recent one's called, Afterlife 2 or whatever, as well as Fallout. Recently watched all three of those. But right now, we're going to go ahead and cover Civil War, Alex Garland's Civil War. Obviously, this movie is, you know, trying to capitalize on the divided times in America where it seems like we're not too far off from a civil war. I'm not sure if that's actually the case or not, but, we are very divided politically. And you kind of wondered how this movie was going to approach that because, it's either alienate half the country or alienate the other half. And I went into this movie, really kind of expecting it to be left or right. It really tried its best to stay neutral. While that's commendable, I actually think it kind of hurts this movie because the movie has a lot of great like scenes and great ideas, but it doesn't have the story behind it. They kind of hint, you know, maybe the president is like a Donald Trump guy, or it could be Joe Biden. I don't know, but definitely they talk about how the president uh, got rid of the FBI and stuff. I think that's something Donald Trump has said he wanted to do. I don't think it would actually happen, no matter who's president. The military industrial complex and these power driven agencies, they're almost their own government themselves. But anyway, back to the movie. This movie, it's a good, well made movie, but by not really picking a side, it doesn't know, it doesn't have a good enough plot or story to really hold up the movie. Also, it kind of this Civil War thing, it doesn't show how it really started. There's kind of some references made. It's already going on. Actually, it's at the very end of it when the movie starts, and I want to say the Western military might have Texas and California have a combined army, which doesn't seem like it would be possible at all in today's times. Uh, with one being real left and one being real right. But that's pretty funny. But anyway, this movie, I haven't done enough movie reviews to say if I'm going to do like, I don't know if I'm going to have a scale or do non spoiler in the front and spoiler in the back. But let me try to talk about this movie as much as I can without spoiling anything. I'm not going to do sections yet because I'm kind of bouncing around all over the place today and tonight. But let's say first of all, this movie starts off kind of like I said in the middle of it or towards the end of the conflict. You get like a 60-second scene at the beginning with the president, and you literally don't see him again to the very end of the movie. You don't know what caused him to think this way. You don't know what is motivating his actions. You don't know if he's being compromised by another government. You really have no idea. And this is kind of what I was getting back to about it not, you know, it's trying to capitalize on the idea of a modern time, a modern era civil war in America. And it's brutal and there's, a lot of death and stuff. And Kristen Dunst, is that how you say her name? She does great in it. And I'm glad to see her back in movies. But there is a choice made within about the first 5 or 10 minutes of this movie that I told my friend Jay Zarate, shout out to my boy Jay or Kells or whatever he's calling himself right now. But he went with me, and I was talking a lot during this movie because I was like, this isn't making any sense. They make a choice within the first 5 or 10 minutes of this movie, and I turned to my friend Jay or John and said, that's going to get them killed later on, doing that choice. And I'm not going to say exactly, but you know, I was more or less right. Um, they make a choice that doesn't make sense that nobody would make ever. I don't think in this situation or in if this was going on in real life, to bring a, I guess I can go ahead and say it because it's kind of in the trailer, uh, to bring a young fellow startup wannabe, war photographer, war journalist with them, and she doesn't know what she's doing, and she's very, you know, newbie on the scene, and there's still like live action war going on in parts of the country. And America, especially in I guess certain states, like I said, it doesn't really give you all the details on all that stuff. But America's still really divided. So, uh, but by bringing this person along, I was just like, you know, nothing good is going to come of it. Um, and that's another disservice. I think, like as far as the movie goes, it's shot well, it's edited well, the special effects are good. It's a well directed movie, but I don't think the plot is enough to carry it. The acting's great, like I said, but we needed some background, or we needed to be, or we needed to see how the conflict started, or not start at the very end of it. And we needed a little bit more of the reasoning. Like we don't even know for sure necessarily that the heroes that we have taken sides with, or sorry, not the heroes, the main characters, the protagonists that we're following in this movie. We don't even know if they're necessarily on the right side. I mean, they reference some things that the president might have done, but you definitely see the side they're on, doing some not so great things as well. So I definitely wanted to see more of, what everybody's agenda was, what the president wanted, what the rebellion or the states that broke off or whatever wanted. We almost get no answers and a lot of questions. So, you know, if I had to rate this movie, I would say uh, it's like a 6 or 7 out of 10. It's kind of a slow burn. There's not a lot of action. There's about one or two really good scenes. There's one really good scene towards the end of the movie. It's only about 5 minutes long, but that's probably more how it would be. There's stuff going on that makes no sense that I would hope wouldn't happen in a modern day civil war. But like, for instance, um, I want to say at the very beginning of the movie, like a water supply truck gets blown up, I guess by the president or by the rebels to make it look like the president, a false flag operation. I mean, like that's what I'm saying. It doesn't. It tries to do a lot of visual storytelling, but you need that background context to actually care about the circumstances. You're thrown into it. You don't know a lot of background. You get a little bit of background on Kirsten Dunst's character and her husband's cameo. I forget the guy's name, but he always plays a bad guy. Um, it's probably the best part in the movie, and it just kind of ends pretty much uneventfully for the most part. So, I think it's a 6 or 7 out of 10. I definitely like Alex Garland. I definitely like Kirsten Dunst, and the other main character that wasn't the new journalist, the guy, he was good as well. Just a lot of weird decisions with this movie. It's kind of hinted that Kirsten Dunst's character and the other main male protagonist, main character, are together, but then they're not. I don't know. This movie has a lot more questions than it does answers. So, uh, maybe it's a low, matinee or a good Netflix movie. but it doesn't give you enough meat to really care about the situation. And with any of these kind of conflicts in a movie or real life, the devil's in the details. Everybody can point the finger. So, but like I said, it's pretty much neutral. It doesn't really placate too much to the left or right, and um, it does a lot of visual storytelling. But overall, like I said, probably 6 or 7, and definitely worth checking out. Though it's definitely an adult movie, definitely not for kids. It would be terrible if this actually happened. So hopefully it doesn't. But yeah, guys, if you guys seen this or checked it out, let me know what you think. Uh, Let me know if you had different opinions or if you saw different things. There might have been some things I missed because there was some, like I said, there were some decisions going on in this movie. It's kind of like a horror movie where, you know, they the people that are being chased by the uh, evil horror movie villain, they run into like a shed full of chainsaws or whatever. They make terrible decisions, and there's some of that in this movie. And I wanted to see a competent story to go along with the visuals and the acting, and we didn't get that. So at best, this is probably a 7 for me, but definitely worth checking out because we always need to be wary of the past, and hopefully we don't repeat the mistakes of the past. Anyway, guys, let me know what y'all thought, and you know what to do if you like this video, and hopefully you do. And I'm going to do a lot more movie reviews going forward as well. Thank you.